see the Heat Knicks as well tomorrow night. As the Heat got the night off, they got to wait for them, so they'll get them. And no offense, Jeremy, you're talking to the wrong guy. Jeremy Lin. What do you make about what stood out for him tonight?
I actually thought it was one of his best performances, and it's amazing. I'd say that with some of the games he's had, game winner against Toronto, the way he played against Dallas, national TV on Sunday. But I just thought this was more of a typical Jeremy Lin game going forward. If the Knicks are going to be a great team, this is a type of under-control performance I expect out of Jeremy Lin, and these are probably more typical numbers. 17 points, 11 field goal attempts, 9 assists. He did have 4 turnovers. A couple of those were late when the game was out of hand. So really he only had 2 when the game was still in the balance. I just thought he was very under control tonight, made great decisions, and I love the fact that he gave the ball up early tonight in transition and allowed some of his wings to go make plays. It's something that Steve Nash does. I know we make the comparison not because this guy will be an MVP one day necessarily, but just because they have similar qualities and characteristics in their games, and that's one that Steve Nash has. Advance the ball up the sidelines and trust your wings to make plays. He did it tonight. I thought it was a great performance all the way around for Jeremy Lin.
The star of the team was supposed to be Carmelo Anthony. He went there a year ago. It is the anniversary of this. Been a lot of discussion about him fitting in here, a lot of discussion about what happened at the end of last year when they broke up the team to enable him to get there. How would you characterize this first year of the Melo era?
Well, they're better off now. I know people might not understand that because they're under 500 since Carmelo Anthony got there. I get that. But the bottom line is, before Carmelo Anthony got there, you had a nice team that was playing well together, built around Amari Stoudemire, who had a lot more health last year, but it wasn't a championship caliber team. When you add a Carmelo Anthony, you add that talent base. Now you have an opportunity playing alongside Amari. If you could find the right point guard, if you could add the right pieces around him, you now have enough talent to compete with the top teams in this league. So that's why I still say they're better off. Now it's up to Mike D'Antoni. You've got 12 guys on this roster that expect to play. He might have too many guys that want to score, too many guys that want to shoot. That's his job. That's why they pay Mike D'Antoni $5 or $6 million a year. He's got to figure it out. The challenge is there. But this team, talent-wise, has an opportunity to be a top 3 or top 4 team in the East. And if you get into the second round of the playoffs, at that point, anything can happen.
And as you know, D'Antoni likes a short rotation. He's known to be an 8-man guy. So curious what will happen. I'm still stuck on Lin potentially for MVP one day. That'll get the hype machine going.
I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm just saying we make the Nash comparison all the time. And people want to jump down your throat. How can you say that? He's played 8 games. We're not saying he's going to be as good as Steve Nash.
Right.
I'm saying when you watch them play, if you can't see similarities in their game, the way they handle basketball and the way they pass ambidextrously in the lane, things of that nature, then you don't know what you're watching, because he does remind me of Steve Nash, but he's got a long way to go before you put him in that same category.
No question. 2-time MVP.